Hello, and welcome to the Faceless Poet Chronicles, episode number 2. In this episode, I'm going to be covering 3 things really. So number 1, I'm going to be going through my growth strategy. I've put together 3 points in which I feel it could be of great use to fellow writers. Over the past year or so, I've been testing out different things and different methods and ways to get more followers and how to grow accounts from a writer's perspective, because I know it's not easy out here, especially with the way that Instagram are constantly changing their algorithms, constantly changing what they're looking out for. So I'm just going to share something that's worked for me, might not work for you. So I'm going to go through those 3 tips that have helped me greatly over the past year or so. I've also got some featured poets who are going to share their work. And I'm also going to be sharing my own pieces throughout the podcast as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So tip number 1, be proactive in following other accounts. With this tip, what I would say is that you have to be very forward thinking when it comes to finding accounts that are of interest in your niche. And I'm very much I come very much from the, method of thinking that you get back what you give. So don't shy away from tapping that follow button on an account that interests you because you're scared of your follower to following ratio from looking awkward. So be proactive in that. And I guess with that note at the bottom, try to keep it within the parameters of 10 to 15 accounts per hour, and then at max 150 accounts a day. And I guess my thinking behind that is that I've spoken with other account creators and other people within the space. And with these algorithms that Instagram do have, they are giving people shadow bans. So I guess it kind of makes sense, right? Because it's coming from the perspective that if one person is, let's say you follow 1,000 accounts or you unfollow 1,000 accounts, it may come across like, you have some type of machine that's doing the work for you, and Instagram want to keep it as authentic as possible. So that's my first tip. So be proactive in following other accounts, be proactive in being in a space, but try to work within those parameters of 10 to 15 accounts per hour. That's whether you're following or unfollowing people, whatever it is, and 150 max a day. For me, sometimes, when I'm on Instagram, I just assign, 5 minutes of my session just to try and find accounts that I find interesting, and it really doesn't take too much out of your day or out of your flow to just find those accounts that you find interesting. So I'm going to kick off the poetry sharing. And this first poem is called Melanin Number 4. It's number 4 because I wrote quite a few different poems at this time. And I believe I wrote this, might have been Black History Month last year. I wrote this. So the written version, like you're seeing it now, is somewhere on my page. But I've never recited it before. So it's called Melanin Number 4. Call me crazy, but I haven't felt a greater energy than when we are all working together, uplifting one another, speaking victory, progress and power into our futures. Have you not witnessed it too? Is this what they fear? Think. Have a long moment of reflection. Do you see the magic to be made when we foster a deeper connection? I'm not your spokesperson, nor do I think there needs to be some sort of election for someone amongst us to provoke worthwhile discussions. Yes, there has been trauma, but we are still here, are we not? Allow focus to switch over to blooming, not the past rot. We are the rose from the concrete, the first rains in a desert. The ancestral assignments we will complete, finally shining through all the hurt. So that's melanin number 4. And I guess my thinking behind this poem is just one of resilience, one of brotherhood, sisterhood, family, community. It's just around, I genuinely feel as though whenever, especially within the Black community, whenever we try to band together and try to do something good as a group, something always happens that destabilizes that progress. And it just made me start to thinking, is there something that they're trying to prevent us from achieving when we work together? What do they know that we do not know when we actually move as one? Why is that always an issue? You know, throughout history, we've heard of many countless leaders that we've had, or countless outspoken people that we've had, and you know, they get taken out, whether that's assassination, whether it's another means, up for discussion, right? But one thing that isn't up for discussion is that whenever in the Black community, whenever we do try to make progress or anything, there does seem to be some destabilization efforts that does happen in the world. Why? What will happen if we band together? So I guess that was my general thinking behind this poem, and the general emotion that was driving this poem. Just one of banding together, community, and the strength that we have in numbers, really. So yeah, that's melanin number 4. I hope that's inspired you. And like I've mentioned, it's on my page somewhere. I wrote this for Black History Month last year. So yeah, let's keep it moving. So for tip number 2 in growing your Instagram account, engage with other accounts. So this goes beyond just liking a post. I'm sure content creators are happy when you like their posts. I'm sure that the writing community, you know, are also happy when you write when you like their posts. But you know, make a conscious effort to also leave comments, engage on people's stories, leave those replies, and also try to communicate with people in the DMs as well. One thing that I always try to be is I try to be the human, because yes, I am a faceless account, but I'm not a soulless account. You know, so I always try to, if people do message me in my DMs, people do leave comments, I always try to reply, always try to make some form of conversation, you know, because one thing that we're trying to do as well, we're trying to foster a deep connection. So I think beyond actually posting your works on Instagram, beyond actually just treating it like a blog, we are trying to foster that deep connection with our community. We are trying to engage deeply with our community. So literally, just like with the first tip, it really doesn't take too long if you drop a comment on someone's post, you know, and try to inspire them, I guess, and make them feel even more seen than they already feel. So yeah, that's the tip that's really helped me over the past year or so. So try following users within my space, as well as engaging with those users as well, whether that's like comments, and also being very open in your DMs as well. You know, don't feel, even though I know there is a lot of spam and a lot of hackers that are going around right now, don't shy away from taking conversations into the DMs and asking people, what was your inspiration behind that? That really inspired me. That's great work. You know, like small things like that really go a long way. So yeah, I hope that inspires you to do a bit more of that. So the next poem I'm going to share is called Overcoming Challenges. It's scary, but I must persevere. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I'll see you there. That's why I tell myself every damn day, it will be okay, right? Reassurance in the waking sunlight, reassurance into the still night. Praying that the day I lose hope never comes. The day I feel like nothing to someone, that someone is me. Lord, continue to fill my vessel with purpose. Keep me honest, no matter how tumultuous life gets. I must keep pushing, you hear me? I must keep going on. I must tend to the success of my future before succumbing to the spiritual transducer. So that's overcoming challenges. And with this poem, it's more like an affirmation, I guess. An affirmation of not giving in, an affirmation of keeping hope. You know, whenever I pray, I try to speak to God in a very frank manner. You know, I just say what's on my heart. And it's always about tomorrow will always be okay. Tomorrow will be all right. You know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Praying for God to always fill me with his love, always fill my vessel with purpose. You know, keep me honest, because life is going to be hard regardless. Life is going to be hard for all of us regardless. We all have our trials, we all have our problems, we all have our issues, our hurdles on this race, on this journey that we're on. But for me, I know as long as I keep my faith in God, and as long as God continues to fill my vessel with love, with integrity, with good vibes, you know I will always prevail, regardless of what challenges comes my way. So that was the main thinking, and I guess the main feeling, and the main subject matter of this poem. So moving on to the final tip that has helped me over the past year to grow my account. And that is to follow and explore hashtags. And what I mean by that is that, yes, you can follow different accounts. You can follow people who which you find of interest to you within your niche. But also you can also follow different hashtags. And I've found that the best hashtags, well, the best number of hashtags to follow so that it doesn't over pollute your feed is between 2 to 5 hashtags. And my strategy is I'd like to follow two very niche ones and then one very broad one. So I have I'll do things like black writers, black authors, and then one very broad one as in new writers or writers of Instagram. And I guess what you do with those and how you explore those hashtags is that you'll search for those hashtags. And what's really cool with the Instagram filter, the sorting feature, is that you can filter by new posts that have just happened. So you can find accounts of people that have just posted within the last second, minute, hour, or whatnot, and really try to strike up a conversation or strike up some form of engagement with those accounts. And seeing as you're following those accounts, from time to time, Instagram will weave the recent posts into your home feed. And that's tip number 3, and it's just about finding between 2 to 5 different hashtags in which you could follow, which are within your niche. Keep a couple niche and a couple broad, and then when you go on those hashtags, filter for recent posts, and then really try to engage with those recent posts that you find, because I've also found that a lot of people have dropped off Instagram, which is fine, totally fine. You know, there are a whole bunch of different social media channels out there. And, you know, you may find that some people, their last posts are a year ago, 6 months ago. So, you're not 100% sure if they're active on the Instagram platform anymore. So when you do that one sorting, when you use that one sorting feature to recent posts, you know, these are people that are on Instagram. These are people that take the channel a bit more serious. So yeah, that's tip number 3. So the second featured artist that we have today is, I don't want to butcher the name, so I think it's S_Fongo. I'm not sure, but when you I'm going to invite you up. I'm going to give you the stage, and you can definitely correct us if I pronounced it wrong. So let me just invite you up.
Hey bro, what's up?
Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm all right. Wait. What's happening here? Ah, that's what's supposed to happen. Yay.
Yeah, nice, cool. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm all right, bro. I just need to turn on this light. I don't know why it's not turning on. And then I'm good to go.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, the lighting's not too bad. I mean, yeah, it's not. Yeah, I think you're clear on my end. I'm not sure what other effect you're trying to go for.
Well, I like attention, so I want people to see my face.
Fair enough.
But constant, I got it. But now that's too bright. Sorry. How you doing, Leroy, bro? Thank you very much for the platform, man.
No worries, no worries. I'm good. I mean, like I've always tried to maintain that I'm trying to connect with as much people as possible. And I've always, I guess, in my heart, even when I first started the page, I've always felt as though I'm I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to see this as a platform where other people can also come on and share their own stuff, you know. So yeah, so trust me, I'm humbled that you also reached out and that you wanted to be on here. So yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, there isn't anything that we can do if we don't reach out and try to connect with more people. Yeah, because what makes us who we are is other people, bro. I mean, as much as we can say, I'm not a people person, I'm not a people this and that. We know that. Excuse my French. We know deep down that that's bullshit, but we say it anyway. But yeah, I reached out because we are supposed to do that, man. We're supposed to do that.
Yeah, definitely, man. So do you want to give a background about who you are, and where you're from, and what type of poetry that you do as well? Because I mean, like, I'm sure people will be interested.
All right, bro. So greetings, everybody. The name is Pongo, but some have chosen to call me the Honorable Metaphor. As they say, my metaphors are so honorable they deserve a seat in the parliament. But please do not mention that to the government, man. You know, they have a tendency of coming out guns blazing. Ta 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 ta. I'm a spoken word artist, poet, author, a three-time slam champion, who comes from Zimbabwe, but I'm currently living in Sierra Leone. Where I work as the operations director for V Africa, a youth media organization. I've been living in Sierra Leone for 1 year, 10 months now. Yeah, 1 year, 10 months. I've been in Sierra Leone 1 year, 10 months, and I'm not planning on leaving Sierra Leone anytime soon. It's a really beautiful country. I published my first book, Trials, which I have here with me, early this year. It was in May. We launched it here in Sierra Leone, and we also managed to launch it in Cesena, Italy. So yeah, that was, yeah, that's me.
So are you gonna bless us with a poem today or performance today?
I'm gonna share with you. I think I'll share with you. Is 4 poems okay?
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, that's cool, man. Let's go for it. Go for it.
All right. So I think I'll start with short poem. This one is titled "Work." Get on your feet. Go put in the work. Whether you're selling a dream or a smile, physically, mentally, flex that muscle. Imagine and become. Turn your back to the doubt, open your heart to the love, keep your ears to the universe, your eyes on the vision, and your middle finger raised well. Peace.
Nice. I like that short. That's short but punchy. No, that's short but punchy.
Yeah. So that was work. It's on page um it's on page 25 of this book, yo. So the next poem that I'm gonna share, lately it has become one of my favorite poems, because I recently discovered most of these online platforms, open mics, and the sorts. So I was like, yeah, I was excited, you know, like a kid with a new toy. So whenever I perform this poem, I feel like I feel it. I feel it. So this is titled The Rain Dance. I'm gonna check the page right after this, the page number and the date when I wrote this. So
Cool.
we all sat around the fireplaces, the tongues of the fire seemingly taunting our hungry-looking faces. We had not left the room, no, none had been left, not until the ritual was over. We sat on the floor, cross-legged, frozen, waiting for the first droplet. The ground smelled of Bessie, spring had come and gone, but even the trees that hung onto their leaves were grieved to hear them fall to the ground, raising towns of dust that hung above our heads like a friendly ghost come to boast. The rhythm of life got singing to the cries of the bleeding goats. We had drank their blood and ate the flesh of their kin in an effort to keep soul glued to skin. The people were quiet, but each whispered in their minds the truth unspeakable. The cross steeple that stood atop the cathedral, seemingly violating the sky, rendered her barren. Gone are the days of the rain dance when the rainmaker through the orifice of the hot springs in Binga disappeared for 7 days and came back with basket loads of harvest maize to tell of a bumper harvest, a gift from the gods of the land. If he came with his hands empty like politicians' promise of food security, the tribe knew that the drums had to beat for the people to clap and the gods to dance till the earth cried tears of rain. We were one with the land, more so gods of the rain. So I pray thee tell which goes to this serve that let you starve. No blasphemy. Let's have none of that nonsense for the starving child whose father works the fields but the rains on fall, whose mother gathers the wood, whose stomach grumbles the Lord's prayer but all the Lords are deaf. Her shoulders will never carry the unpleasant weight of a scuffed teen. As she goes to school she bends but not a single droplet for her throat to cool. So she learns at school that the globe is getting warm, that Mother Earth never speaks, but she whispers silent cries every time a car turns her to a passive smoker, taking it to cloud 9. But do you know what smoke does to lungs? It will create a hole so big the sun will escape the hands of time and burn us all alive. No rain to cool us down, let alone irrigate the Garden of Eden, long lost to the hands of men. Peace.
Wow. Wow. Whew. Bro, that's crazy. No, that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you.
Wait, so I know you mentioned that makes you feel like when you were younger. So is that like an account of something that you've seen or something that you were a part of? Because it started off very tribal at the start. There were like very strong themes coming through and very strong imagery.
Wow. Yeah, well, what happened with this poem is I started spoken word in 2019. So in 2019, I won my first slam in October 2019, and I reached out to those guys in Zambia, said, yo, what's up, guys? My name is Pongo. I'm the October Slam champion, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to come to your platform. And they're like, okay, cool. We have this event on this date, come through. But please write a poem on food security. So I wrote about 3 poems on food security. I should revisit those poems because I think they're good. But this particular one struck me because when I wrote it, when I thought, okay, so food security, what's involved in getting food? So water is always involved for us to get food. So I remember that when I was a kid, there's this tradition back home, I don't know, it's in the northern Zimbabwe, in Matopo, where people used to go out, the women would go out they'll set a special date. Usually was Wednesdays, those days where they would go out and ask for rain. Like they will walk around all the villages that were close to us, and then they will then convene at a cave. There's a cave that is like it's a kilometer from my homestead. There's a cave, right. And then they dance there until like water starts dripping off the holes of the cave. So when I wrote that poem, I thought of that. I was like, okay, the rain dance.
Nice, nice. And you know what else I liked about that poem? How animated you are, because you're doing a lot of actions, and that really really brought me into that world. Yeah, man, that was powerful. Yeah, that's very inspirational. Wow, wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I practice, so that's the thing. I spend time with my poetry. I like spending on my own, because when I'm on my own, I can spend time on my poetry. So I put in the time on my poetry when I really connect with the poem, because I believe that also this is not my poetry. These are words that are, whatever source is inspiring those words in my mind, these are words that I am given to by that source of energy that's inspiring these words. So it's not just that I'm putting the poetry out there. No, I'm writing this poetry for me. I take time with my poetry and I sit with it and I engage with it. So yeah, I practice.
Yeah, it's the energy. Yeah, it shows. It shows. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was really a blessing. I like that one. Cool.
Yeah. So I think I'll tone it down a bit now. This next poem is titled. So the last poem, this last poem I just read, The Rain Dance. I wrote this on the 24th of October 2019. So it's almost its anniversary. Nice. That's nice. And then this one I recite now is titled Not Okay. I wrote this on the 28th of June in 2019. So I hope you enjoy it. You can die right now. My question to you is, what are you leaving behind? Will your children marvel at, or will they despise the choices you made for life? You can die right now. What are you leaving behind? Hi, my name is Pongo. And no, I am not okay. I could write about it, talk about it, but that will never change the fact that I am not okay. I've done not so bad for a 24-year-old to quit school at 15. Told mama I'll make a plan. 4 years later, I started on point, bluer than the skies, always pointing upwards. Cause see, the goal is more growth, like Mother Nature says, but no, I am not okay. Forgive me if I cry in front of you right now. I do not mean to disgrace the African men. See, I can't keep locked inside all of this pain. This voice is a brush, please. Allow me to paint a picture so sexy it will bring orgasms to your brain. A picture so beautiful it portrays all of the African women who brought out the courage and broke out of the system, telling a girl story that goes far beyond the kitchen, telling a girl story that goes far beyond maternity ward, embracing their natural beauty the same way it does other women. Did you know the black population is only 12% of the American population, but they consume more than 70% of American hair products? That's the statistic I came across on the internet, but it doesn't concern me because it still doesn't change the fact that I am not okay. Back to me, I am not okay. I do believe with daily practices, I will be okay. Honestly, I practice this, and if you think it's not good enough, then yeah, that is okay. After all is said and done, your opinions will never change the fact that I am not okay. I could write about it, talk about it, sing about it, even rap about it. But if I'm one who is not dedicated, if I dream and I apply no action, I will forever slave behind these mental cages. I will forever blame it on my upbringing. I will forever blame it on the economy. So hell yeah, I practice this. I may not be okay, but I am practicing. If one day I do take my life, just know that I practiced it both in the mental and in the physical. Oh, I think I've said too much on practicing. You might not be okay, but please start practicing. Peace.
Wow. Whew, another gem. Oh man. And
Shout out to you.
for me, that one is just like, it's life, isn't it? Life. Like nobody really knows like the mental behind another person, like the true mental behind another person. And this world, like I said, I like how you went into like the hair statistic. You know, that there's a lot of things that that's going on, and you know has a lot of meaning, and the world is moving so fast and you can't really you can't really sit there and process what's actually going on, and it doesn't really affect us, but it does affect us, you know. And yeah, this world is, yeah, it's kind of
You know,
what I touched upon earlier as well about us. We're all racing, we're all on our own race, but are we all okay? You know, and I guess that's why I'm just trying to also help a lot of people to come on this platform as well and use it to really, you know, let out their mind, because we're not all okay, but we can definitely ask that question: how are you doing? Are you okay? You know?
yeah, and I also believe that we also need first to when you identify the things that make you not okay, you need to also identify the things that make you okay, and you try and feed more energy to the things that make you okay, and stuff the things that don't make you okay, your energy and your attention. Like what I did earlier, was it early this year? I think no, late last year. Late last year, I had on my Facebook, like I used Facebook a lot. Most of the time, I just found myself scrolling, which when I started noticing myself that I'm aimlessly scrolling on Facebook, I was like, oh, I'm addicted. I tried beating the addiction. It was very hard. But so what I did is one day I looked at, I was making this post on Facebook, and I'll get like 1 like, 3 likes, and I had like almost 2,000 friends. I was like, nah. This ain't adding up. This ain't adding up. Why do I need 2,000 friends who are not engaging with me or the stuff that I post on Facebook? So I went and cut that number down to like 400 and something. Yeah, I think it was 300 and something. I kept only the people that I knew, the people that were close to me. I was like, okay, you guys can stay. And then what I started doing also is I started unfollowing a lot of irrelevant stuff that pops up on the news feed. Like you find yourself, you spend like 2 hours on a video that's not gonna add nothing to your life. Like it's not gonna benefit you nothing. Even if you know what is happening on Big Brother Africa in your life, it's not benefiting you anything. Nothing. When I realized I was doing those things, I was like, hold on, bro. I'm gonna unfollow these things. I started unfollowing them, and I started following poetry things. That's why I was like to you earlier, I recently came across those online spaces, and man, am I so excited. Like they are serving my purpose. I'm mostly now, when I wrote that poem in 2019, I definitely wasn't okay. But now I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Look at me.
You're definitely you're more okay than you were back then, let's say.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, thank you for blessing the space today and the energy. Cause
yeah, shout out to you, bro. Like you are the real one. The people who create the spaces, bro. Like I wish more people understood the importance of people who create and curate these spaces, because in as much as we can write our poetry, we need some way to share it. So the people who write their poetry and then create the platforms for us to share our poetry, those are the real people, bro, because they are bridging the gap between the writer and the reader. So
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel humbled, man. How do you pronounce your handle? Because like I was pretty much, I wasn't sure if it's Fongo or Pong.
It's actually Spongo, but nowadays I'm just like flexible with people. Spongo.
Pongo. Okay.
Pongo.
Okay.
Pongo. You pronounce the word Pongo.
Pongo.
Yeah. So this one, this last poem I'm going to share with the space today. I'm going to share this poem titled The Monsters. Oh, I was taking a walk the other evening because there was no electricity. A few hundred meters from my house, I came across this old man who said to me, "Son, do you happen to have a lighter?" I mean, I always have a lighter on me, so of course I had a lighter. I walked up to the old man, and as tradition requires, I greeted first. "Good evening, sir. I hope your night is going really well. Here is the lighter you asked for." He looked at me, smiled. Then he reached into his pocket, he pulled out a cigarette, carefully placed it on his lips, and he set it on fire. As if he was reading my mind, he blew all that smoke right into my face, and he said, "Son, we use beliefs, the media, and alternatives to control, delete, and alternatives, divisions to breed altercations, experimenting with your people during vaccination, TV screens causing identity assassination. We sanction nations, then we offer them resuscitation. Mouth to mouth, spell our colonial breath, inhaling our essence through a kiss of death. So you can look down upon your color, bleach your skin in a beauty parlor, renting an identity, enriching our entity. See, we take the profits, then we take more money when you give to the prophet. So you get drunk to battle ills, early mornings to settle bills. You are up before the sun rays because you have a son to raise. Wages a rare sum to raise. We removed you from your bantu ways and gave you what was dumb to praise. I stood there looking at this old Mandala like, dude, you just borrowed a lighter. You just borrowed a lighter. Where is all this coming from? Can I have, before I could finish that sentence, he said, "Son, we are the monsters. We are your leaders. We've got a gun to your head because we fear you. We are the demons, we are the preachers. We've got fairy tales in your head to control you. We own the leaders you are led by, televisions you were bred by, walking with your head high, not knowing you a dead guy. See, your pineal gland is calcified, the order wants me pacified because all of this is classified. I should not tell this information. No, a new order is information, promotion of a sinful nation, spread disease or bomb a nation. We meet up in Obama's nation to legalize abominations, and nah, we ain't taking crap like constipation. See, stripping naked is now an occupation. Sex robots now making some computations. Second coming, yeah, we've got you waiting while we're taking over and dominating. This is the matrix. We sit down and wait tricks. We do pure with beliefs. We pure to stay sick. So these are the basics. Keep you chasing things to buy with your pay slips. All of creation completed on day 6. Tesla knew the key. We took it. And you can face it. I looked at this Mandala like, "Please, sir, can I have my lighter back?" He gave me my lighter. I rushed home and I wrote this poem. Peace. Thank you.
Bro, I want that lighter, man. Oh, no way. Where is that lighter? I need that lighter now, bro. Yo.
I'm gonna mail it to you, bro. Don't worry.
You want a joke? I'm gonna catch a flight to Sierra Leone as we speak. I'm booking this flight.
All right, come, bro. Definitely come through to Freetown, man.
Oh,
come.
Oh, that was
amazing. We need your energy down here, bro. Come through, bro.
Oh man, that was wow.
Thank you, blessed brother.
You know, that's you know what? This is why I'm happy about this space as well. Like, even though it is my space, but I feel so inspired, you know, like that's just like, I don't know, man. Your energy, like your pieces have just been like out of this world today, man. I'm like, I just feel honored. Honestly, I just feel blessed and happy, man. That's wow. That one specifically, and it's just like real, true to life content, real, true to life work. Like, poems with meaning, poems that people can actually relate to, and that's one thing that I really love and really like aspire to, and I'm really drawn to. So yeah, man. Thank you for not only that poem, but all four pieces that you've shared tonight. Yeah, it's been really, that's fantastic, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much for the space, LeRoi. Thank you very much, bro. I know you're gonna get everything that you're dreaming of with these things, bro. Like, I have no doubt on that thing. Yeah, thank you very much for this.
Yeah, thank you, and don't be a stranger, man. I have to definitely get you back up here and find that lighter.
Yeah, I will find the lighter. Don't worry, I'll give you the lighter.
All right, bro.
Peace out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And yo, Meda, I saw you. Laura, I see you. Thank you guys for watching, and everybody else, love you. Peace out.
Wow, that was Pongo. That was an amazing segment, man. That was very inspirational. I know people were dipping in and out of the live of his performances, but he shared 4 poems, all very inspirational stuff. And this live will be going on my page later on today, tomorrow latest. And then I'll also be doing a few things in which I will share onto my YouTube. And you'll be able to find like snippets of the post as well. But yeah, I hope that you go back and listen to his stuff, and also drop him a follow as well, because like I said, it was very inspirational hearing his work, hearing his how his mind works, hearing the inspiration and the power, and also coming across someone that understands the energy that you put into your work and the energy that you output. I think one thing that he mentioned that really struck a chord with me was when he said, it's much more than writing, it's more the energy and the experiences and that he's meeting, and the people that he's coming across, and the energy that he's coming across, and how he can fully express that energy on the page and express that energy with his voice and his actions as well. As you've seen, he was very animated with his work. So yeah, that was fantastic. So thank you again for blessing the space, and I'm sure that you inspired others, and inspired others to also share their work in an animated manner. So yeah, bro, let's keep it moving. So the final poem I'm going to share today is called Star Prayers. Like an inmate, I close my eyes and all I see is bars. I sit in solitude, silently wishing upon stars for the freedom of my lyrical blessing. These vivid visions taking me on spiritual lessons. Dear Lord, keep me from stressing in the physical. I try to detach and listen to your call. Dear Lord, help me from stressing in the physical. I needed a break, so you gave me a Kit Kat. I mean a special kit to that. Tells me greatness doesn't come with time wasted and idle chit chat. He said, give me your problems and race to your feet. Give your all, and with me in your corner, your dreams are already milk and honey sweet. And with Star Prayers, I guess what I was really trying to convey is that sense of, I don't know, keeping my faith in God, keeping my faith in prayer, keeping my faith in, I'm not going to say hoping, but in some ways knowing that with God in my corner, any dream or any aspiration that I have will come to pass. You know? So when I say things like, dear Lord, keep me from stressing in the physical, because I understand, and I'm pretty sure most of you also understand, that this battle that we face, this journey of life that we're in, is much more than what we see, is much more than what we, you know, can see in the physical. It also affects us on a mental level as well. And I always try to chase peace on a mental level. You know, that's why I say I try to detach and listen to your call, because to listen to your true self, I'm speaking, saying to listen to God, you know, but to listen to God, to listen to that inner voice, you need to try and detach to what's happening around you. You need to try and detach from all these other external, I guess, I want to say external cues, these external triggers, you know, whether it's social media or it's the TV or radio or any other type of external triggers that are happening. You have to try and find a place of peace, a moment of silence where you can actually truly listen to your own inner voice. And I feel like it's in those moments you are faced with yourself, you are faced with God, you are faced with your true purpose in this world. So that was the break that God gave me that I alluded to. You know, that was God speaking to me at the end. Give me your problems and raise to your feet. Give your all, and with me in your corner, your dreams are already milk and honey sweet. See, I'm already speaking in the future. I'm already affirming these successes in my life. It's very important that you claim success, that you claim victory over any, that you claim victory over any challenge that's already in your path, and any challenge that is yet to come, yet to pass. So yeah, that's Star Prayers, another poem of, you know, affirming, affirmation of success, affirmation of progress, and affirmation of getting all your goals. That brings us to the end of today's live. We're just shy of 1 hour. Just a quick recap. I shared with you 3 tips on how to, I guess, get the best of your, how to grow your social media channel. By no means am I a guru in this, but at the start of January 2022, I think I had about just over 1,000 followers. And then I'm at this point where I'm at now with just over 5,000 followers. So yeah, so with tip 1, being proactive with following other accounts, maximum 150 a day, 10 to 15 an hour, just to make sure that you don't trigger any type of bots on the IG level. Tip 2, engage with those accounts, you know, likes, comments, story engagement, DMs, be a human behind the actual account. Because I stress, even though I am a faceless Instagram account, I mentioned before, I am not a soulless account. There is a person behind here, and people really appreciate that human aspect, I guess. So don't shy away from letting your personality show. Don't shy away from reaching out to somebody. Don't shy away from telling people that they are inspiration, that they inspire you. Don't shy away from letting them know that their work is good. Don't shy away from giving feedback, because all of that energy that you put out does eventually come back around to you. You know, just keep faith and keep true to yourself, and I'm positive that you'll grow on all fronts. And the final tip was to follow and explore hashtags. So 2 to 5 hashtags is probably the best amount, the optimal amount. And yeah, for me, you know, stuff like try to keep some broad and some try to have some broad hashtags and some niche hashtags. You know, for me personally, so things like Black writers, Black authors, those are the more niche ones, because of course you can look at writers, but you're niching down to the Black authors or the Black writers. So that works for me. And then for the really broad ones, you know, just things like new authors, new writers, even love, is very broad, but that's where you can find, I guess, accounts that are actively posting with those hashtags. And then don't forget that you can also use the sorting feature to find latest posts as well. And yeah, so those are the three main tips. Thank you again for Pongo for sharing your pieces. Your energy was appreciated, and yeah, thanks again for tuning in. And I hope I catch more of you on future episodes because, like I mentioned, it might have been a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying to really step into this collaboration with my community, trying to build with my community a bit more, and try to get some more poets to come and share the space, get some more poets to come and put their energy out in the world and really try to build a community where we are trying to inspire one another, and we are sharing tips with one another, and we try to grow and progress and be a real supportive community. So thanks again, and I wish you all the best in the rest of the week. Peace.